Mark, let's start with what we're watching for from Trump then in his inauguration and, crucially, the executive orders. Is the focus going to be on these domestic issues, as we keep hearing, rather than on tariffs, at least on day one, or can we not even be certain of that?
Good morning, Anna. With the important disclaimer that obviously none of us have certainty exactly what Trump will deliver. I have no special insight. He is certainly unpredictable. The reports over the weekend are consistent from all sources that the day one executive orders will be more domestically focused. If that is the case, then the initial headline reaction will be like, hey, no tariffs out there. And that would be probably good for risk assets, particularly China, Hong Kong stocks, Asia stocks generally. But everyone knows that's just day one. And then, of course, those tariff headlines may very well come later on the week and are likely to, is I think, the base case expectation. So it's not like it's a rally that's going to get sustained or run too far. It's just short-term relief. I think also if we get those domestically focused executive orders in day one, as those reports imply, well, then that should be bearish energy at the margin. It's talking about, an emergency order to essentially free up those energy assets, particularly in Alaska, but also it's not focusing on more kind of moves against Iran or Venezuela. So on both sides of the equation, it should be marginally bearish oil prices, energy prices.
Morning, Mark. What do you make of the Bitcoin price action?
Bonkers, absolutely crazy. Look, I think there's the kind of two ways of looking at this at the moment. If you want to be negative about it, you kind of go, hey, everyone is betting on a Bitcoin reserve. Well, will Trump set up a Bitcoin reserve, or will he get everyone to buy his new, dollar Trump meme coin or the dollar Melania meme coin? So therefore, he's diversifying back into like meme coins across the board, which undermines this idea that Bitcoin has been the one chosen one. On the kind of bullish side, the fact that this can, suddenly be announced and just attract, at least on paper wealth, billions in assets so instantly. And the fact that, you've got a president now who has the vast majority of his wealth, paper wealth, in crypto, and therefore has incentives to support the crypto industry, well, then that's positive. But then the flip side is, if he's ever going to monetize that wealth, well, then he has to sell it all down again. So all we know is massive volatility out there. And I think the crypto price action flags what we're about to embrace really wholeheartedly this week and probably for the next 4 years.
Yeah, OK, so volatility, we can be certain of that at least. Brent prices over 80, are holding above $80 a barrel mark. Of course, they've been trending upwards recently, partly the weather, partly policy against Russia and what's expected there. And we're going to be hearing about executive orders on the energy front that could put downward pressure, I guess, on oil prices.
Yeah, absolutely. I think if there are those domestic focused measures, executive orders in the first as mentioned, then it's likely to be bearish energy at the margin. On the flip side, if it's domestically focused, it might be a little bit more pro-growth from the tariff headlines. Tariff headlines, remember, aren't pro-growth out there. I think the longer-term story is China's got an extra, oil's got an extra premium at the moment that's maybe not justified. Chinese growth in oil is probably not likely to come through, and therefore I think ultimately oil prices have downside this year.